Should you buy a cross-lease property in New Zealand? Today I'll walk you through the pros, the cons, and more importantly, the mistakes that can cost you money if you get it wrong. Now, this isn't legal advice, just real-world insight from many years in real estate and owning cross-lease property myself. And of course, always speak to your solicitor before purchasing any property. So what is a cross-lease? This form of title became popular in the 1960s through to the 1980s, as it was a more cost-effective way to subdivide land. In simple terms, you own an undivided share of the total land, not a specific piece. For example, if there are two properties, each owner typically owns a half share of the entire section. You don't physically own your half, you both own all of it together. Then through the agreement, each owner has the right to occupy their own home. Technically, each owner leases their home from the other owner, often for a nominal amount, but in reality, no one pays anything. So why buy one? Cross-lease properties are often more affordable than freehold homes, especially when you get to the inner city suburbs, where land values are very high. They can be units, or even standalone houses. And in some cases, there's the potential to convert to freehold later, which can increase value. Again, those inner city suburbs with prime land, great opportunity to freehold. So what are the restrictions? Because you have an shared ownership of the land, there are some restrictions. You can't just add a garage, a carport, a deck, or extension without talking to your neighbour and getting approval. This is because they're on the land, which, of course, has shared ownership. In my experience, this isn't usually an issue, but it does rely on good neighbourly relationships. Every cross-lease property includes something called a flats plan, and this is one of the most important things to understand when buying. So have a look at this example. You can see two units, a shared driveway, and areas marked A and B. These are exclusive use areas. That means each owner gets to use a specific part of the land for their own private enjoyment, even though legally you still own an undivided share of the entire property. Now here's a different version. There are no exclusive use areas shown at all. That means the entire property is actually common area. So legally, both owners can use any part of the land. But in reality, people respect boundaries. But legally, it's all shared. So once you understand the flats plan, the next step is making sure what you see matches what's on the plan. Let's have a look at this one. If an owner adds a carport, it's attached to the house. It's been approved by the co-lessor, which is the neighbouring owner of the land, but it's not enclosed. So this is not a defective title. This is something that confuses a lot of buyers, and in some respects, some agents, and even lawyers. Let's have a look at another one. Now, if that carport becomes a garage, it's attached, it's enclosed, and even if it's approved by the co-lessor neighbouring owner, that becomes a defective title, and that creates issues with bank lending. Now here's a very common one, a conservatory. Looks great, adds extra living space, perfect in winter. But let's take a closer look. What do you think? It's attached, it's enclosed, it's approved by the co-lessor neighbouring owner, but it's not on the flats plan. This makes it a defective title. So what to do? If you still want to buy, get legal advice. Speak to your bank and insurer. You could negotiate the price or require the seller to fix the issue. In many cases, this can just be resolved by getting the flats plan updated and with those associated costs. So look, it's worth keeping in mind you may be looking at a cross-lease property that already has a deck or an extension. It's been approved, it's compliant with council and the building code, and it's already giving you everything you need. And if you don't have any plans to carry out further work, then it can actually be a very straightforward decision to go ahead and make an offer if you like it. And that's often the case. So cross-lease properties can offer great value, but they come with shared ownership and a bit more complexity. But day to day, most people just get on with it. But when buying, it is important to understand what you're getting into. If you'd like help navigating your property journey, I'm always happy to help.